Hello, my name is Robert Coon, and I am a sculptor. And this is one of my larger outdoor sculptures entitled Quetzalcoatl's Declination. I'm a sculptor that is just me. Nobody's been around. So I chose to work in aluminum because I could move it. So my sculpture is made from sheet aluminum, uh, cut, bent, welded with edges smoothed down with a grinder, etc., and then primered and painted. This sculpture came from a notion of mine because I was working, making pieces to go in a one-person show at the Vero Beach Museum of Art here in Florida. And the show was entitled The Landscape Bridge. My idea for that was that there have been throughout time many people, if you will, or personages that showed up on this planet, did superhuman things, and then left. Quetzalcoatl basically was a Mesoamerican human / god who, according to the legends, came to the earth in smoke and fire and took human form, lived among his people as a leader, but then became very disenchanted as things went with the sun. And what the story so goes that Quetzalcoatl went to the sun, fought the sun, and became the sun. So all of these imageries are interconnected, at least in my thinking, from various parts of Central America, Mexico, from Chichen Itza to Teotihuacan and many places. Although the various beings have a different name, I see them all as the same kind of leader, if you will. You can think of that as a god or as a human or as both. We still see at the pyramid in Chichen Itza on the equinox, when the sun rises and the shadow comes down and reaches the ground. That was the nature of my title, Quetzalcoatl's Declination, with the declination being more of an astronomical term, where he had been in the sky and was coming back down. The paint that I used and how I applied the paint in painting Quetzalcoatl's Declination. In this case, I applied yellows and then started making painterly marks with brushwork. And the marks and the colors and the movement that I used is an astronomical type thing, because I was trying to mimic the surface of the sun as we have learned to see it with our current technology. I hope that's the kind of thing that you will think about when you look at my sculpture. And I hope that you move around it, see the various sides, the various shapes, the various colors, and I hope you enjoy it. Thank you. My interest in art, as my memory serves, began when I was sitting on my father's lap and he was drawing for me. My father was a carpenter, so there was always paint and wood and tools. And as it turns out, I made things to use in my imaginary world. I imagined shapes and I made them, and I imagined colors and painted them. And frankly, I believe, quite honestly, that that's still what happens when I make sculpture. I imagine shapes, I make them, and I put color on them. I started my formal training as an artist. Well, perhaps I should say informal training with a lady that taught art classes on Saturday. So I went there. And then my more formal training started at the University of Georgia in Athens, where I graduated with a Bachelor of Fine Arts in drawing and painting. Then I went to the University of Massachusetts, where I received a Master of Fine Arts in sculpture and printmaking. Pretty much covered it. So here I am making sculptures for the last 30 years. My sculptures have been larger outdoor pieces, painted very colorfully. And I'm still doing what I did as a kid in North Carolina.